And what a fantastic way to end this first virtual ebbf annual conference and its 30th anniversary. And the reason why I'm saying 30th anniversary is because this gentleman, Beppe Robiati, has been around for a while. So this is the image of the first ebbf annual conference that was held in 1990 and in Chamonix, no less. You may notice here on the left-hand side, the super high-tech Wendy moment, with probably what was one of the first computers ever. We're talking 1990. She's taking notes. I'm not sure what kind of computer you had there, Wendy, but it looks impressive. There's a gentleman you can see in the darkness there on the left. He's Beppe Robiati, because when we say co-founder of, that is what we mean. He was there from the very beginning in 1990. He looks as fresh as ever, but still, he was there from the beginning. And this is the first ebbf board. The following year, the first ebbf board was elected. On the top left, George Starcher. He's very much the founder and the heart, and a big hug. If only George could be here with us, and Diane, big hugs. Etza Tarai on the bottom right. And then three familiar faces. You see Wendy Moment down there. On the right, you see Beppe Robiati. And in the middle, let's see in the chat who can see who's the person in the middle. Let's see if you recognize this person. Can you recognize the person? No cheating, Wendy. Can you recognize the person in the middle?
Dorothy.
Exactly. Dorothy Marchich was part of the first board of ebbf, and we're just so thrilled to have her, still have her there, and just fantastic. So this is the first board of ebbf, and it's great to see that people are sticking around and still part of this organization. But now, without further ado, I'm really delighted to hand over to Beppe, who will be offering this keynote on rethinking success. And the great thing about Beppe's keynotes is that he never tells us what he's going to talk about. So let's sit back, enjoy, and let's see what Beppe has to say about success. Thank you very much, Beppe.
Oh, thank you so much for everybody. Thank you so much for all the members who are on the screen. And really, I'm so happy to be here. Of course, my mind goes back 30 years ago. I was a young man in those days, 42 years old. In those days, I was the CEO of a company with 1,200 employees. And 19 persons were invited in 1990 in a beautiful place on the Mont Blanc in France, in Chamonix, just to discuss, to
change to MacBook Air speakers. MacBook Wi-Fi Blogs has joined the meeting.
Sorry? Do you hear me?
Yes, all good, all good.
So the idea was to start an association to help the managers to apply ethical principles in their profession in order to have a better performance in their activities. So this was the purpose of the meeting, and we were 19 people. And among us, there was Wendy, there were a couple of people I want to remember because they are not with us. One was John Huddleston. John Huddleston was one of the directors of the International Monetary Fund, and Jeff Bonshine, who was one of the Director General of the First National City Bank of Chicago, and he became the one who organized all the financial activities and department of the Universal House of Justice. And then George Starcher, who was the host of the whole meeting. Of course, 19 people from different backgrounds, from different countries, from different ideas, different age, together. In reality, we did not know what to do. So we just say, okay, let's put some quotations from the writings, from the experiences of each one of us, and try to have a sort of booklet to help the people in having a better profession in their own activity. In those days, a seed, an important seed, has been put into the soil. And the seed, after so many years, has become a big tree. And this is a giant. This is a ebbf, giving business tools and business instruments to a lot of people around the planet. And I want really to remember all these people who were in Chamonix, because we can see today a big tree with fantastic fruits. And watching at the pictures of this event that EBBF has organized, I've seen so many young people, so many youth, and these are the fruits of those seeds who have been planted in 1990. Of course, we cannot forget in what time we are living today. This is a special time. No one could have imagined what kind of changes the coronavirus was bringing in the people's daily life or in the business activities, and for how long we will have to cohabit with him. I'm spending all my days during the week in touch with companies in order to understand what to do with the people, with the business, with the clients, with the suppliers, due to the fact that all the work economy has been stopped. Of course, this will give us a big chance to redefine success. But we have to make a reflection, first of all. And the reflection is very important, especially for the young people. Over the past 100 years, there have been events that should have made us thinking. 2 world wars, several global financial crises that have affected the entire planet in the economic system, a huge migration of poor people in many parts of the world, terrorism attack everywhere, climate changes and pollution of the environment at incredible rate, increase of poverty to such a level that the concentration of the planet's wealth is into the hands of a minority of the population. So I can go over until tomorrow morning, but I will stop here. But the problem is that we never have reflected on this crisis, and we did not reflect on the consequences of this crisis. And now a small, little, invisible virus is teaching us that the structure of the society at large is not adequate to solve global problems, with the fact that 200 national policies are in operation due to the division of the planet in 200 different sovereign nations. The virus is a worldwide virus, and it does not look at the geographical borders. It doesn't look at the color of the skin. It doesn't look at the gender, religion, wealth or poverty, different political system, precisely because it moves quickly on the entire planet and has shown to this humanity it is able to attack the people and the structures at any level. So the reflection is that the virus is telling us that you are unprepared, you are not prepared, you did not prepare to build a new structural system, because the society which is based today has not enough world structure to compete with the virus. Our society did not learn that it was important, very important, to develop a global structure system with global laws, global executives, global economic system, and global institutions. Now we are paying heavily for this undercapacity and for the fact that no one in the past has done a reflection about this. So the first success, I hope, is that the government, the institutions, the inhabitants of the planet are learning that this is the time to start to move towards a new world structural system. So we have to rethink that our success will be such only if the entire planet will benefit from it. My success has no value without the success of the entire planet. So there is a question, and the question that resounds from many sides is, will we make it? Are we able to go over? And if yes, how? So the answer can be yes, but this yes has some conditions. First condition, the new scenario of the pandemic drama fell upon us is the best opportunity for our Western capitalist, liberal, and profit-centered system to be questioned. Second, Western, liberal, extreme capitalist, heavy materialist style of life is based and oriented only to consumption and profit, the enjoyment and to the claim of rights to indulge our lower impulses and passions, and in my opinion should be revised. 3. Are we ready as Western society to change the way with which we have been living in the last century? This is a big challenge, and the challenge has a big success. If yes, so I repeat the question because this is the most important question we have to do on a personal basis. Are we ready as individuals of Western society to change the way with which we have been living in the last century? And in the last, for the young people, 25 years. If yes, can we accept that we have to work hardly to change the system? And are we ready to accept that we will not see the results of the transformation? Are we ready to believe that this is not only possible, but necessary and inevitable? So we have to rethink the success on a global basis, because salvation for the individual has no meaning in our mind without the salvation of the entire planet. So how can we think that a deteriorated social system up to the point to destroy the planet itself that we host and use can face the challenges of a de facto globalized world without barriers, borders, empowered with technology and information unimaginable a few years ago? So the whole chain is ready for a big jump. And the big jump is in the recognition that humanity is a unique living organism composed of interdependent elements, so that the well-being of the one descends from the whole, and the health and wealth of the whole depends on the interaction between the individuals. And this is how to rethink success individually and collectively. So we need to acquire awareness of our essential nature, which is not only made of flesh, for which we are working day and night to satisfy all our desires, but also and above all, we need an intelligence, we need the inner qualities, we need the gems of inestimable values, we need abstract skills, mutual services, and respect. These are the inner qualities, the spiritual virtues that should be taken out from ourselves and offered to the society at large in a humble way. Are we ready to do that? Because if we are ready on the individual basis, this is how to rethink success. But we also need a social order based on fairness and justice. Without no real unity is impossible. Because without that, no real unity is possible. Without social order, fairness, and justice. Now I'm telling something very strong. No profit, no economic growth, no success of a company or of a society can be imagined without putting women and men as the human beings at the center of the picture. And when I say the picture, I intend the family, I intend the company, I intend the corporation, I intend the nation, I intend the planet. So I repeat it because this is very important to rethink success. No profit, no economic growth, no success of a company or of a society can be imagined without putting women and men at the center of the picture. The new values of the era are precisely universal education, equal dignity, human rights, opportunities and protection for every human being, and finally, a world government system that capitalizes the culture, historical, political, artistic, and ethnic heritage that make our planet a garden luxuriant and attractive for the variety with which it is enriched. And as many still fail to accept the idea, we must realize that men alone cannot make a qualitative leap because the future is immensely greater than our thoughts and our miseries. We need to lean on enlightened minds, high inspirations, hidden energies that emerge from the darkness of our ignorance. This is why in the 1800s, a nobleman with the title of Baha'u'llah has come to give us vision, instruments, hope, qualities, tools to realize these goals. The responsibility that each one has, the responsibility that every one of us has, is the ability to distinguish what is useful and what is harmful in the sole interest of the collective good. This is what our free will consist of, and this is the real meaning of rethinking success. The success of each one of us is the success of the whole. This should become an hashtag for our daily activities, for our daily profession, for our daily time in spending in any kind of the human activities. ebbf and its members are a good tool to go in this direction. Love to each one of you.
However, big sign, fantastic. That's why you should never ask Beppe Robiati what is he going to talk about. So just enjoy and savor that. In the chat, you've been asking me for the transcript, the article, and everything else. And I can see that Vilamin is actually there, very active, taking not notes but visuals. So you'll have a double, triple. You will have the recording of this session, we will have the visual of it, and then we'll have a transcript of these inspiring words from Beppe about rethinking success. Beppe, thank you so very much. Really appreciate what you've been offering us. And this is where the event comes to a close.
Yeah,
so,
may I say only one more word?
By all means,
Daniel.
by all means, Beppe.
I want to make an appeal to the young people here because I have been young, I have been a young manager, I have been a young CEO. I became one of the founders of ebbf when I was a young man. Now I'm 72, I'm still in the business activity. I have a lot of companies with which I'm working with, and the future is the future of the new generation. But there are three main encouragements I want to give to the young ladies and to the young boy. First, to the boys. Consider the ladies in your life at your level. Equal opportunities for ladies is one of the most important items for a good manager. Second, do not think that you are the best CEO or manager of the world, and try to employ people better than you, because they will teach you to become a better manager. Third, don't be shy, don't be afraid, be courageous, because the future is in your hands. You are the key of a new development. We have put a seed 30 years ago, and you are the fruits of this tree. But please, become farmers and try to put some or other seeds in any place where you go, in any company, in any family, because the fruit will come on in the next 20, 30 years in a planet which will be really better than the planet we have inherited.
And I may extend this to the youth of all ages, because I think we all have a role to play, and this is a beautiful role that we can enjoy playing, not suffer through, but really enjoy playing. Beppe, once again, thank you very much for your sharing and your ideas. I know there's a lot of applause out there and thank yous. And the thank yous go to Beppe. The thank yous go to the events team. So this is a crazy experiment that we did of moving a 4-day conference that was supposed to be in Lisbon now virtually. And so thank you, Laura. Thank you, Gundild, and thank you, Mada. It's been an amazing pleasure to rethink success also of events together with you. And thank you to all the participants, because that's what really made this conference so unique. And the universal participation that we demand is exactly what is required. And the good news is tribes are forming. So we've already seen on the big event platform, there's new tribes that have been formed where you're starting conversations around topics. So definitely use there, go there, continue, share, and make the difference happen. This tribe we like very much. It was created by Nishat Reuter. She gave the amazing talk, and not only did she give the talk, but she started a whole tribe around this concept of diversity because it is better, not only right. So this is just one example of the conversations we can continue together. As I said, during the course of the next few days, we'll upload all the contents. I'm sure Beppe will be interested to see what visual representation of Beppe comes out at the end of the session. And you have full access to the whole platform until the 15th of June. If you remember, it goes on, but as a participant, it's not just a 2-3 day event. It goes on until the 15th of June, and then you can keep in touch and obviously continue. Life goes beyond the BBF and this platform. So we have one very last comment that we would love you to share about this experience. One last comment is in your hands, and we look forward to seeing it.
I'm reading totally awesome, together, reset the future, amazing events team. A big thank you to the team, uplifting, unbelievable and inspiring, and unbelievable with able in highlight, inspiring, uplifting, perfection, full of hope, wonderful. So I guess they are quite positive.
But right now I think is the perfect time to go in total screen and show all these faces. Each one of us really, I think, that took place in this event has been amazing at making this event such a success. So thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you. Okay, we've booked the hotel in Lisbon, 13th, 16th of May of next year. No idea if we can get there, but just in case, pencil in our calendars, 13th to 16th of May, 2021. Thank you. Goodbye.
A big hug to Wendy and Dorothy.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you.